Hey, how's it going? Now we are picking the content winner on this beautiful site, commentpicker.com. First we need to pick the video link, I see. Give me a second. Copy link address. Put it. What? Okay, whatever happened. Put it in there. Then let's see. Exclude duplicate users. Yep. Should be excluded. One winner. Serve some. Yep, that's 3. Get YouTube comments there. 13. Okay. Seems about right, I think. Let me double check. And let's pick and see. And the winner is Yagami Taichi with this beautiful comment. I'm gonna contact you, or more like I'm gonna pin a post with your email address. You have to contact me, and yeah, we see with the shipping costs and everything else. And congratulations to you again. I would say around 200 subscriptions I will do another giveaway. If you want anything specific, let me know, and until then, enjoy my videos. See you.
Why did you choose this deck?
For several reasons. On the one hand, the color combo of yellow-purple, or a control 2-box set, you can see right here, right now, is a lot of fun to play. And on the other hand, Mastermon on 4G has hardly been playable since a few sets and is way too slow.
What are the goals of your deck?
The goal of the deck is to control the board with different effects and pull the game into the mid-late game and win there. The recovery effects, the security -2 from the Zephyrmon and Venusmon -1, and the, in my opinion, best option card, Chaos Degradation, helps a lot for that.
Which cards have you chosen for your deck and why?
To fight against this quite aggressive and fast meta right now, specific cards were chosen, about 13 of them, and the rest are flex spots against the current meta. On the one hand, an consistency in draw package was added, as the color combination has at the moment no. So the combinations are Eyesmon and Tapirmon, TK for the consistency. Secondly, I will call it the Gartemon package. Gartemon and Zephyrmons and the top end Venusmon, Zephyrmon and the boss monster Xros will help a lot against the meta, and also helps a lot the anti-meta level 6 disturbing your opponent and having a hard time.
What synergies exist between the cards in your deck?
Very obvious should be Gartemon, which is also main combo in the deck. For one memory, evolve into Ultra Digimon, a level 5 Digimon, is insanely nice. Plus the combination with the on evolution, recover 1 by 3 or less security, and for 3D evolution Underworld X to disturb your opponent more and recover more is really annoying sometimes for your opponent and can get you sometimes some games. Then the Underworld, so this one, the security +1 from Inherited helps a lot to go aggressive if you have a purple Digimon on board, which is very easy to reach with e.g. Xros because he's purple, Eyesmon, Zephyrmon, Tapirmon, the 3 drops are to swing for 2 security, and also the red-yellow tamer, the Kamiya sisters, helps a lot because if you swing with your yellow Digimon, you can suspend and -2k for each of them on your security, on your opponent's security Digimon. So normally 8k easily survives if you use 1 or 2 of them, or easily 12k survives very easy, mostly right now. Maybe in BT13 against Royal Knight, not so easy just with 1 Kamiya sisters, but with 2 or all 3 of them, it should be quite easy to push your opponent's security down.
What role do specific cards play in your deck?
Yellow as a color and rule have to focus to stall your opponent and generate through the tamer enough memory to bring your combos out. Purple is a toolbox and draw engine. Eyesmon, Tapirmon, Digimon, and also Underworld's Call, because you can use it for 4 or from security bring back Eyesmon for early game, mid game to generate more draws if you bricked a little bit. The dual color options, Flamer Size, Chaos Degradation helps a lot and support both perfectly. Furthermore, the secret and sneaky finisher cards like Black Gatomon and Zephyrmon and the purple 4 memory option, so Underworld's Call, harmonize very well in the deck. They can be used very flexibility. Also, as already mentioned, the anti-meta mega cards are in the deck for certain rules, so Venusmon and Zephyrmon. E.g. Venusmon is generally good in the meta as a one-turn store, but also to completely shut down decks with security plus Rhyme, so Red Halberd, general red decks and BVG also. Dark Seraphi, when played well, is the answer against BVG and Raid Wargrey deck, as otherwise this is usually an auto-lose matchup. DefX versus Tamer heavy decks like Crossheart and Hunters. Also, DefX with his 50k power is also a power check card. Some decks can't simply remove him or have an answer for him. Besides that, DefXmon answers some armor decks, hybrid decks, and like I already said, Tamer heavy decks. So I wouldn't cut him down to 1 or to 0, just keep him at 2, trust me there. Segmon here is very good with Crossheart generally, but especially important versus Blue Flare and Royal Knights in BT13, because Royal Knights reduce cost, and what does he do? Exactly, opponents or more like all players can't reduce play cost.
How does your deck fit in the current format or meta of the game?
I see the whole deck as a very good rock deck myself for the current meta, so BT12, EX4, and for the furthermore future sets like BT13. Against players who don't accept it or don't know anything about it, it is particularly effective. It has an excellent matchup against many decks, but of course it also has its weaknesses. I will list my experience so far and give some tips on how to play against certain matchups. Versus BVG, Shinegreymon is very important, and to get him out of the raising or to play when the opponent level 6 deck is already in play is very important, because the Digi-Illusion usually wins the games. Otherwise, the opponent BVG player can Digivolve him with Midrange if you have him already in field, so play reactive with him. That's my advice here. If the deck is focused on Yuya, the whole matchup becomes even more difficult and pretty much depends on the draws in both players' minds. And versus a good BVG player, I say it's a matchup around 45 and 55 in favor for the BVG player, because like I told, if you raise him too early into Zephyrmon, or he Digivolves with Gaiamon later in the game and you have him away and trashed because Digivolution, and he already swings and you are already low on security and protective of Yuya, it's really harsh and hard. But like I already said, reactive play, if he has a level 6 deck already out with VGX or like a Gaiamon, you baited him. In this situation, Zephyrmon helps a lot. Against Blue Flare, Segmon as well as Venusmon will do the game all by themselves, so I would say it's a favor for us. Solid 60 versus 40 matchup. Versus Crossheart, it depends on the version, but generally it helps to have one Segmon in play as well as to recycle them. Furthermore, a DefX for 11 or 8 memory helps quite a lot and can quickly win the game for you. Plus, with Calling from the Darkness, you can reuse his on-play ability more than once. I would say versus Mirror Cross, it's a 50-50 matchup, and versus X7 cross variations, I would say it's our favor with 55 to 45. Versus Shinegreymon BT13 is a very difficult matchup for us and depends on your draws. In general, it means you to start completely with Venusmons and to heal with the Angewomon and this combo Angewomon X. And yeah, to stall, to keep you at 6 security. And normally your opponent should be around the same number, and if you are lower, because he heals the macros and recovers macros all the time if he swings into security on top of the security for his side, you should be lower than him, and you can use those Takaishi, TK and Kari and the Kamiya sisters and memory setter Kamiya, sometimes another memory boost, another sister or another TK Takaishi and Kari Kamiya helps to bring you to 7, 9 memory. And if you have this board and he has no answer, so you stored enough turns, so he has no answer, I hope so, you can swing for OTK turn as a play for deck out or slowly build up the board like on this scenario right here. Thereby build on your OTK turn. And don't forget, you have Underworld call to retrieve your Black Quartzmon from your trash. Or you have Black Quartzmon already in hand, so you can play Black Quartzmon for 5, swing after those swings, and TK into Zephyrmon or any yellow tamer into Zephyrmon for 7 memory, secret 2 checks here from your hand, or better case for 6 memory, so bring it Black Quartzmon for 4 and Zephyrmon for 2, and some double check here, so it's guaranteed 4 checks, normally guaranteed 4 checks, some small body from your raising left, bring him Psychmon from raising, another check, that's 5 checks, and maybe you have something big dudes on board, like you stored last time with Venusmon, so no devolution, no one attacking, Xmon already is hard to beat. Yeah, if you have those type of board, it is winnable. I say right now with BT13 and no hits on Marcos BT12, I would say it's for Shinegreymons favor, so let's say 45 for us, 55 for them. And as soon as BT12 Marcos, I hope so, is getting hit, it should be our favor, so swap the numbers around. Against Royal Knights, Psychmon is especially important here. Always have one out in play and recycle them with your options. To recycle you have Calling from Darkness, Underworld Call and Flame half size. And keep someone always in the raising. And always try to ship damage and don't attack the security with yourself 6 Digimons unless you have 2 or 3 red yellow tamers on board. So you can swing with 12k, activate those 2, minus 4k security. So the biggest threats are 15k, are now 11k, and you should check with 2 because the Angewomon. You can slowly but steady ship them down. And besides that, watch out for Digimons like Jesmon because they can destroy 3k or less, or let's say up to 6k Digimons. And Marcos BT13 because on play tap minus 3k and they gain more memory. I would say it's a matchup for our favor, so 60-40 for us. Versus Bloomlord or Quartz is also a hard matchup. If your opponent doesn't play wisely, a DefX can settle everything. But if you play on chip damage and collect memory boost and build up in raising, to then put you on 0 security in a turn with Quartzmon, then it gets tight and you have to hope for a good security hits. Here also have to try to stay at 6 security or ship damage faster than your opponent can. Well-timed Venusmon, like get him from raising, for 1 into Angewomon and then for 4 turn past Venusmon, can also bring a victory depending on the situation, because yeah, she disturbs. She shuts nearly everything when Digivolution from them off. I would say that's an even matchup for us. Versus Machinedramon, Chaos Degradation wins you the matchup alone, doing early some ship damage and controlling the mid-late game with Venusmon to deny those when evolution from them. I also don't Chaos Raid too early, only on big level 6 deck, e.g. Midrange and Chaosdramon X, or Chaosdramon X with Chaosdramon and Machinedramon below them. It should be a quite easy matchup, let them run out of the stuff. Deck out normally should work, do the trick. It should be a quite easy matchup for our favor. Let's say it's a 70-30 matchup. Versus other heavy control decks with lots of security bombs like Secon. Just swing with everything without evolving, shows like this. Besides that, often Angewomon X with security +1, so this stack right here right now should and can do the trick because you have those Tamer Sisters. Swing with 8k, double shake because you have something purple on board beside them, or even a DefX can help. And yeah, 2 shakes with 8k could do the trick. Some matchups are eternal back and forth and constant card counting especially important here. Therefore, how many cards do we still have in deck? What has your opponent already played? And could he play in the deck? Etc. So always keep counting and try your best to outplay and outsmart them. Against Red Hybrid is very annoying. A well-played hybrid deck takes us apart too fast. If they could build an Ophanimon and Paragon deck, it is usually GG. We need a Venusmon very early and quickly on the board for this, as Megas or LF secure +1 as well as Takaishi gives those. After that we have to ship damage to them and we keep recovering until the opponent has nothing left. It's important not to give them too much memory. I would say that's not our best matchup, let's say 45-55. Other matchups. This includes Bilsamon decks, Machgauga, Bilfamon, Alphamon, Ulfos, and so on. As a rule of thumb, all the decks mentioned are normally a 60-40 matchup for us, but there are exceptions. There are exceptions like when Alphamon decks are playing 2-3 Congos and it gets harder, but Zephyrmon, more known, Zephyrmon helps out. Versus Machgauga mod it will only be difficult with BT13 because there we get the train memory boost.
What strengths does your deck possess, and how can you leverage them?
The deck has the following strengths. It can recover, it has security bombs, it can hinder your opponents or even eliminate decks in the game plan. Yes, I said Xros is also a security bomb, because 50k is hard to beat. Besides that, the opponents have to think instead of mentally playing down their deck. It's very flexible to play, and besides that, it is still a rock deck. Furthermore, you should play the deck reactive rather than proactive, but as soon as you notice that the opponent is breaking, then it can also quickly become aggressive and act, thanks to Angevomon, Discrimination, or on top, anything with level 6. So she is very important. Security +1 is security inherited and the security -2 on play. Also, the deck also has a very good bait and punish game, so don't forget that.
What weaknesses does your deck have, and how can you mitigate them?
Unfortunately, the biggest weakness of the deck is the lack of consistency and can easily break without the draw cards idea. Furthermore, a misplayed Getmon can completely cost the game, as you try to rebuild your deck and one of your opponents are overrunning you. So it's better to play reactive and preferably keep the Gatomons in the raising. From BT13 onwards, the big consistent problem will be somewhat solved thanks to the training memory boost. Besides those 3 draw engine, consistent engine, we have Underworld Scroll, Corner from Darkness to retrieve those cards to get and generate extra draw, TK for security search, and as a Gatomon sometimes needs to be hard played for the draw and search.
How could you evolve or adapt your deck to account for changing meter and conditions?
For now, and maybe for the BT13 also, you can, depending on local area and meter, say screw something on the options, like versus Machinedramon, Machinedramon, you want maybe not just 3, maybe a 4th Chaos Degradation. Against Head Hybrid you can also try to play 2 Digimon Emperors, and also against a lot of Hunters and Crosshearts, maybe you want to add maybe just add one another Xros. You can also take a different top end direction with e.g. Ophanimon and more Black Gatomons. I will explain it in the next few seconds what I mean with that.
Hey there, I totally forgot to press the record button, so I'm doing this right now on the deck builder. As you can see, this is the Ophanimon build. I also played it once in the video. I swapped out the Venusmon for Ophanimon Falldown Mode. Notice before we continue, I have one flex spot. So you see here I'm missing one card. You can add anything what you want, like 4th Chaos Degradation, another Tamer, or anything what you want. That's one really big flex spot. Even you can also add another level 6 Digimon. So what we swapped out is one Tamer here and one of the Kamiya sisters for 3 analog views. Some other options I swapped, so because we are playing so many Tamers and even cheap Tamers, you can play now one Schwarz Lizards. I added a Deathclaw and also a Dragmon as a one-off to Dragmon to recycle the calling and Deathclaw to trigger the on deletion of Ophanimon to bring back a sneaky Gatomon to finish games, and also I added, as you can see, a second Black Gatomon and a second Zephyrmon, because with this combination you can swing for double shake Ophanimon, 2 shakes, should probably be safe and survive, because if you use the Kamiya sisters, Maze 2 can open security, then use Deathclaw Calling, bring back a Black Gatomon for another check, a third check, then a sneaky Zephyrmon for 2 memory for a 4th check. So yeah, you can do 4 checks in one turn. That's pretty aggressive. And also you may notice this deck has even more recovery because Ophanimon recovers, and with Kari you regain 1 memory back, so you don't usually end or skip your turn because Ophanimon costs now 3.
What would you change in future sets?
For BT13 you have to see if BG will stay be prominent, but probably will be. Otherwise swap Dark Zephyrmon, Shadow Zephyrmon out for Kentarosmon and Galopmon, both as a one-off. The Kentarosmon option Icy Breath could be nice for those like OTTK decks, Shinegreymon, or if it still be prominent, Red Hybrid. With a lot of Royal Knights in BT13, the option X-Program as maybe 2 off would be very good, and swap out the yellow tamers with 3 white tamers like 3 analog use. I would also test the new Kudamon as 2 off because it is searching for Vexine and we play about 17 targets for it in the deck. So those 4 you see right now, and Tapirmon is also 1. And the new Kentarosmon too. I hope you like my deck profile, and if you have any further or open questions, feel free to send me a message or comment below this video. I'm also always very open to suggestions for this deck, especially for BT13, because there I will start again brewing. I will most likely use this deck until the end of BT13 and push it to the limits. Until then, enjoy my other videos, maybe leave a like, subscribe, it always helps me to improve, and at 200 subscriptions I will maybe do again a giveaway, let's see. Until then, have a nice day, bye!